there, my name is Anna and welcome to my channel. I love to read, so I am finally making a booktube channel. I'm super excited because I had actually started a channel a while back, but I kind of had put these certain expectations on myself that I had to read a certain number of books to be able to have a channel. And I am not a fast reader. I don't have a ton of reading time in my days. And so I can't get through 100 books in a year. I did enjoy making videos, but I think that the expectation that I had on myself to, oh my gosh, sorry if the sun's going in and out, and also the reflection on my glasses, I literally cannot find a better place to film this. So we're just gonna go with it. I just had a very high expectation reading wise, and it wasn't realistic, and I couldn't keep up with it, and I didn't have a lot of ideas at the time to put out there. And so making this now, I spent a lot of time thinking about different types of content that I can make that's, bookish, but it doesn't require me to read like 20 books in a week because that is so unrealistic for me. I started getting creative, and I feel like I have come up with some really cool, fun ideas that's going to allow me to actually continue making videos and isn't going to put me into this spot where I feel like I'm stuck having to read 24/7 because I need to keep up with how many books these big booktubers are reading, and I can't do it. It's not realistic for my lifestyle and just me as a person because I read very slow. So all that being said, I am coming back with a different headspace and fresh ideas and fun stuff that I'm actually excited for. So to start off, let's do the booktube newbie tag. I didn't really choose to do like the normal tag questions. I kind of picked ones that I felt like I like hearing other people talk about and that would help you to relate to my channel or see if we have the same reading taste and if this, is a space that you would like to be a part of. Question number 1 is, what are your favorite and least favorite genres? This one is interesting because I feel like I am in the minority here for a lot of these. And I say that because my least favorite seem to be most people that I come across. Most favorite. So here we go. Favorites for me, I love thrillers, mysteries, suspense thrillers, love them. I love historical fiction. I love a really good, well thought out, heavy world building fantasy. I will show you a book from my favorite fantasy series in a little bit. But yes, I also enjoy some magical realism, and I am looking also to add more Christian fiction back into my reading this year. I used to read a ton of Christian fiction. I have like a shelf on my bookshelf that's pretty much just Christian fiction, but I haven't picked any up in a long time, and so I want to bring back a little bit of that, so we'll see. My dislikes, on the other hand, and this isn't to say that I will never read from this genre or any of these genres, because that's not true. I just don't reach for these, and that is okay. Probably my most disliked genre, sorry if this is somebody's favorite. I know it's lots of people's favorite. I don't like romance. I just don't really, I don't know. There's just things. They're not usually, for some reason, the ones that I have picked up aren't usually like deep enough, or like, I don't know. I need a really good story. I need more than just like a love story. I need something else has to be happening. So anyway, romance, romantasy, sorry, not my favorite. I do not like horror at all. That is actually one genre that I do completely avoid. I don't like really gory scenes, or I don't know, just like gruesome things. I don't want to read about horror in any form. That is one that I do actually like go out of my way to make sure that I'm not reading horror. I don't like it. And I have mostly been staying away from YA. Just as an adult, it no longer resonates with me a lot of the time. There are certain YA series that I will come back to. So I love rereading the Twilight series. I think I've reread it probably 3 times now, and I will probably do it again. I also love The Hunger Games. I'm so excited about Sunrise on the Reaping, and I have pre-ordered it, and I will 100% be reading that as soon as it comes out. You know, there's exceptions to the rule. There are some things, but I don't reach for those books typically, and that is okay. And it is okay too if you do not like my favorites. Totally fine. I would also like to say that I follow a lot of people. I watch a lot of booktubers who we have different reading tastes, and I still enjoy their content, and we still have some books in common sometimes, and I think that works. It's okay. So if we don't have the same reading tastes, generally, that doesn't mean that I'm not gonna check out your videos. I think it's fine. I think it's fun to just watch other people, especially if you have really creative ideas for your content. I just enjoy just watching people be excited about books. So there we are. Okay, my camera has 12% battery left, so we're gonna go through these. Question number 2 is, what are some of your top favorite books? This is kind of hard. I don't really have a top favorite thriller. Most of the thrillers that I read are 3.5, 4 star. I do have some 4-star. I would say probably Stillhouse Lake was a really good one for me. I loved those books. I didn't read all of them yet, but I think I've read 4 out of, I think there's 6. Yes. So good. That first one was just that one worked for me. I think I gave that one a 4-star. Another one I really, really loved, I read last year. It's called Go as a River. It was really heavy in a lot of ways, and there was some stuff in there that's a little tough, but it was really good, and it was really well done, and it was just such a good book, and I would definitely recommend that. I love Kristen Hanna, so The Great Alone was probably one of my favorites. I really like books set in Alaska for some reason. I'm really fascinated with Alaska, and a book set there is great. This was also, I believe it was kind of a historical fiction. I don't remember what year it took place. I should really have these books out to have right here, but here we are. I just love the way that Kristen Hanna is able to bring a setting to life. I am very big into, what is it? Is it atmospheric books where you're in the setting, you can hear the sounds, you can smell the smells, you can, you're just there. You're there with the characters, and she's just so good at that, and I love her books because of that. And so Great Alone was a really good one, and I think it was actually my first one that I read from her. So I have since picked up several more, and they have all been great. 2 more books. My fantasy series that I wanted to mention, it's called the Sword of Truth series. The first book, I think, is Wizard's First Rule. It is a high fantasy. It is an 800-page book. It's one of those. And I want to say that there's 20 books in the series, and I have not read nearly... I don't even think I've read half of them. I think I got to book 5 and then I got distracted because it's such a long series. But I do plan to go back, start them over, and actually finish the series, which brings me to my last one, another favorite of mine. Actually, I take that back. I have 2 more favorites. The one I was going to talk about right now is Outlander. I just started book 6. I am reading these specifically on my Kindle at night as I'm falling asleep. And that is how I'm going through these books very slowly. It takes me 3-4 months to go through one book, but I honestly love that. I'm enjoying it so much. Once I finish this series, that is how I am planning to go back and read the Sword of Truth series. I am slowly starting to purchase like the ebooks, so that once I finish Outlander, I can go back and start those and do that the same way, because it has just been really enjoyable being able to read Outlander like that. And yes, I am looking forward to doing that with the Sword of Truth series. My last book that I want to mention, probably one of my favorite books of all time. I just finished it in December or beginning of January, something like that. Project Hail Mary. It has one of my new favorite characters of all time in that book. It was so good. And it's funny because I don't think I usually reach for sci-fi, but this, I like space books. Space actually like completely freaks me out. It's so giant and out there. Yeah, space is just wild, freaks me out. And I like to read about it. I like to watch movies about it. I don't know what it is, but yes, so this space book was like amazing, and things happened in it that was more sci-fi than I was expecting, and it was actually amazing, and I loved it. It was so good, and I cannot wait. I think they're making a movie of it, and I can't wait. I'm excited to see that. So yes, that is probably actually my number one favorite book that I have ever read. So good. Question number 3, what are my reading habits? I usually have a physical book, an ebook, and an audiobook going at the same time. So I'm usually reading 3 books at once, sometimes more than that. I know that's weird for some people. I've heard that people get kind of like mixed up with like what's happening in what book, but I've always read like that, and so it works for me to have multiple books going, and I enjoy having something on every format just because I am able to read differently in different times. I have a toddler running around, and so sometimes sitting down to read is just there's no way. There's no way. But I can listen to an audiobook while I am doing the dishes, or while I'm giving him a bath, or I can read on the Kindle app on my phone, which I have a Kindle, but if I am putting him down for a nap or something and he's falling asleep, I can sit there and just read on the Kindle app on my phone, and it works great. And so it's just nice having something in different formats. I love physical books, but it's just not always possible for me to sit down with an actual physical book. Question number 4, do you have any reading goals for this year? Yes, I read 24 books last year, and so I am doing 24 books again this year. I think the way that I am going to surpass that, or even meet that in the months that I'm struggling, is with short stories and novellas. I've come across quite a few that I've enjoyed, and this is more of a recent thing for me because I never really cared to reach for a short story before. It wasn't until I started getting the Amazon first reads, and they often have like a short story in there, and a lot of those for some reason have appealed to me. I have started getting those and actually really enjoying a lot of them. So I've been reading a lot more short stories, so who knows, maybe I will surpass 24 books, and if not, it's okay. It's all for fun. And last question number 5, how do you choose your next books? I now have, so I'm very much a mood reader, but I wanted to do something different recently, and so I did make a TBR jar, and I am going to start choosing some of my physical books that way, and I think I will actually make a TBR jar for my Kindle because I have like 40 books on my Kindle that I have not read. So I think I might actually start doing that. I do get books from the library that I don't prioritize like I should, but I like to try. I have it in my head that I'm going to prioritize these books, physical books. I do think about the books that I get from the library. Do I always read them? No, but it is in my head to do it. Having the TBR jars, it's kind of fun. I'm probably going to be using that more. I've used it once so far to choose one of my books that I am reading now, and it was so fun just like reaching in and be like, oh my gosh, what book am I going to be reading next? Even though I'm a mood reader, this has kind of been a fun little change in pace, and I think I'll do it more. For audiobooks, I'm picky about my audiobooks. I don't like a lot of like strong language or descriptive gore, violence. I don't like that in physical books. Ebooks. I can skim over things like that. Same with like open door scenes and stuff. I don't read a lot of romance, but there's romance in some of the books that I read, like Outlander. I don't want to listen to that. So my ebooks I am pretty picky about. I do like going for books that I know are a little bit safer. So like right now I'm listening to Aragon. I've read that book like 3-4 times in the past, but I've never finished the series. So I'm going and listening to the audiobooks up to the point that I have read, and then I'm going to finish the series. I'm very careful about my audiobooks. I am careful about the other books that I read too, but again, I can skim over things that I don't really love and still be able to enjoy the story that way. That is kind of how I choose my books and how I read and the things that I like. And yes, I'm really excited. I hope that I can connect with people here. I hope that this reaches somebody. I am just excited to be part of the space, and I will be starting on another video actually today. That's going to be coming probably later on. There's probably going to be videos that come before that one gets posted because that's going to be a long one. So anyways, thank you for being here. I'm so excited. I would love to start connecting with people. Leave a comment if you would like. Maybe tell me what your favorite books are. What was your favorite book of 2024? Or if you have a booktube channel or you're new to booktube or something, let me know. I got cut off. My battery died, but thank goodness for backup batteries, I guess. Okay, anyways, I'm ending the video here, but yes, I am excited to be part of this space again and to put out some hopefully fun content and to be able to connect with people. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!